Hello, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Today, I got some unbelievable news to share with all of you wonderful people. I have actually been having fun playing Standard. Can you believe it? I know I can't. And it's all thanks to this wonderful deck by somebody known as Nithin. I found this one over on mtgdex.net. They played 179 games with this wonderful masterpiece of a deck and held a 62% win rate after nearly 300 games. So you know this game has been, or this deck has been tried and tested, and it is certainly working very well. And like I said, I have been having a blast playing it. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the deck and then hop into some games so you can see how it performs as usual. But if you can help the channel grow, sub up if you haven't done so already. And of course, as always, I would like to ask you to leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about Beseech the Mirror, because that's what this deck is built around. Beseech the Mirror is a sorcery 1 and 3 black. It says bargain. Search your library for a card, exile it face down, then shuffle. If this spell was bargained, you may cast the exile card without paying its mana cost if that spell's mana value is 4 or less. Then put the exile card into your hand if it wasn't cast this way. So what is bargain? Bargain says you may sacrifice an artifact, enchantment, or token as you cast this spell. This is the lifeblood of this deck because we have a bunch of one-ofs in the deck. Most importantly is the Phoenix Fleet Airship. That's why we're all here. This is the card most of the time I'm going to be going into the deck and grabbing. Phoenix Fleet Airship is insane. It's a 4/4 for 4 vehicle. It says at the beginning of your end step, if you sacrifice a permanent this turn, create a token that's a copy of this vehicle. Then, as long as you control 8 or more permanents named Phoenix Fleet Airship, this vehicle is an artifact creature. So this works perfectly well with Beseech the Mirror because we can use Beseech the Mirror's bargain, sacrifice a clue or a mutagen token or something else, some other artifact that we have in the deck or enchantment. Then we go and grab the Phoenix Fleet Airship. It lands on the field. We get to play it out because it's 4 CMC or less. And then at the end of turn, it's going to split into 2 Phoenix Fleet Airships. Then the rest of the deck is kind of built out of ways of sacrificing stuff. We are playing 4 copies of Obsessive Pursuit. This thing is going to be giving us a clue that we can sack to Beseech the Mirror, and it's also just going to be a very powerful engine. This is one of the cards in the deck that I am absolutely the most impressed with. This thing has saved my butt so many times. It's incredibly powerful. The Witch's Vanity is a really interesting card. It is an enchantment, so we can sacrifice it if we're in a pinch. It also comes in, destroys something to mana value 2 or less, so it's really good to take out like Badger Mole Cubs, for example. Then it creates a food token on the second chapter, and on the third chapter, it creates a Wicked Roll token. So this thing is just giving us a whole bunch of sack fodder to Beseech the Mirror, while still just being a 2 CMC removal spell for 1 and 2 CMC creatures that the opponent might have on the field. Sentinel of the Nameless City creates a bunch of map tokens every time it enters or attacks, and then Mutagen Man also creates a whole bunch of mutagen tokens when it enters the battlefield. So all 4 of these cards are really giving us sack fodder for the Beseech the Mirror. We have other cards that we might want to go and grab with the Beseech the Mirror. Leatherhead, maybe sometimes, maybe the one of Ouroboride. I don't know. Most of the time, it's going to be Phoenix Fleet Airship or one of our answers. We are also playing a whole bunch of answers: Requiting Hex, Tragic Trajectory, Bitter Triumph, and of course, Deep Cavern Bat. These things allow us to remove creatures or to interact with the opponent's hand. Over in the sideboard, we have more stuff for that kind of stuff. And then, of course, we have our Badger Molka package. You might be wondering why we have 4 Gene Pollinators over the Llanowar Elves, and the reason is, well, Gene Pollinator is, in fact, an artifact, so it can be sacrificed to the Beseech the Mirror if we're in a pinch. Over in the sideboard, we have Duresses and Intimidation Tactics to interact with our opponent's hands. We have a little bit of Graveyard Hate with Soul Guide Lantern and the Ooze. We have Paw Patch Formation to bring in to destroy enchantments most of the time. And then Day of Judgment, very interesting card. We can actually cast this because we are playing Starting Town and we are playing Multiversal Passage if we're in a huge pinch. Day of Judgment, mostly though, in the deck because we can put it in our deck, get it with the Beseech the Mirror, bargain it out, and cast it for free. And then Day of the Black Sun if we need to wipe out a whole bunch of little stuff. So that is the deck. Like I said, it is a blast to play, and I can't wait to hop into some games and hopefully see the deck perform as it has been performing for me while testing. So see you over in the games. All right, let's give old Golgari Airships a roll in standard. Let's see what happens. This deck, having a lot of fun with it, having a lot of fun with Obsessive Pursuit. I think opening hand looks okay. It's a little sketch, but probably we can get there. You know, we do have our 4 lands, so if we do end up finding our Beseech the Mirror, will be in okay shape. And I think probably leading on the Deep Cavern Bat right here, just to see what the opponent's up to, is going to be probably the best course of action. All of these are really good cards that I don't want the opponent to have, but probably we just take the Voice of Victory and then we murder the Cosmogrand Zenith with the Bitter Triumph when it eventually does hit the field. That was a very quick attack from the opponent. They automatically went to combat, attacked in with the Figure of Fable. I guess, yeah, if you're bouncing the figure, yeah, that's what you do. Tragic Trajectory here is not bad. So what I can do is just get rid of the Nurturing Pixie. The other option is to put in the Obsessive Pursuit, but I think probably it's just getting rid of that, getting in for 1. Then we'll crack our Fable Passage next turn. We'll put out the Bitter Triumph and the Obsessive Pursuit next turn. Take a little bit of damage. Oh, I like the way this opponent plays. You don't see that too often. Oh, that's a little bit surprising to me. I thought they would have opted to put the Cosmogrand Zenith on the field over leveling up the Figure of Fable. Little surprised on that one. So now I have a different choice that I have to make, and the different choice is, well, now I have 2 different choices to make. I kind of want to go this way and just grab the Cosmogrand Zenith out of their hand. We have the Bitter Triumph that we can eventually use. Yeah, okay. So they were waiting for turn 4 to be able to do some nonsense with the Pixie. We do have the Bitter Triumph now that we can use to murder whatever Figure of Fable they try to like level up at some point in this game, if that's what their game plan is going to be at some point. And we are taking damage. We are taking quite a bit of damage because the Obsessive Pursuit is going to be hurting us, but we'll be okay. We did sacrifice also the Fable Passage, so we did get +1/+1 on the Deep Cavern Bat. Man, this card, this is one of those cards that I definitely didn't appreciate nearly as much as I should have over all of these, all of this time playing this card. It is such an insanely good card. Okay, we take some damage. So, you know what? I kind of don't hate just draw. And then, okay, Figure of is going to be good. And this way we get +2 onto our Deep Cavern Bat. And then we can attack in for 5, gain 5. Do I also want to put out my the Overgrown Tomb and the Llanowar Elf? And I think it's okay. This is 6 mana. They don't have 6 mana yet. I kind of want to have enough mana in the near future. So yeah, we'll do like this. Now we are going to be taking quite a bit of damage because the Nurturing Pixie is going to come in, maybe buffing up Momo. Oh my god, what? That is actually probably one of the most insane top decks that they could have hit in their deck. This thing, off the top of their library, gives them so much with the Nurturing. Well, they don't even need the Nurturing Pixie because it would have been something they could have just done on their own. And now they grab the Curious Farm Animal. Curious Farm Animal is going to be getting rid of my Obsessive Pursuit in the near future. So probably I need to do as much damage as I possibly can. Oh, man. Things might have just absolutely flipped for the opponent with that Starfield Shepherd. That card. Massive for the opponent. And they hit me for 10 here. Yikes. What a flip for the opponent. That was really good. Okay, we do hit a second one there. So I kind of feel like I'm in a position where I just need to kill stuff. And we'll start with probably getting rid of the... yeah, no, your card's a bomb. What are you talking about, my friend? You are the one with the bomb over there. So if I sacrifice this, I can, yeah, we're going to sacrifice this. Draw a card. We'll get our, oh, that's actually kind of good. We'll get our second Deep Cavern Bat up to a 3/3, so we can attack in pretty freely. And now we have this Bitter Triumph that we can use on the following turn. Might still be in trouble, but we do have the removal. We just need to kind of survive. Starfield Shepherd, let's see what they go and grab. This will be the difference maker in this game. Momo. Scary card. Our sideboard game looks pretty good, though, against the opponent, because we do have board wipes, for example. They grab the planes. So with the planes, they can actually use it to murder our Obsessive Pursuit. They attack us for 6. Interesting. Okay. No block. No block. And we should be able to kill them on the following turn by murdering the card here. I think Leatherhead is not going to be the card that saves us in this matchup. And that is just 6 damage on the field right there. Nice deck from the opponent. Nice deck to you, my friend. They have that stuff. What are we doing? Are we just putting out this for X? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. X4? Sure. I imagine they're planning on using the Curious Farm Animal to kill the, yeah, okay, there they go. I just wanted to be safe. I had 6 in the air, but I was just a little bit nervous about whatever they were doing with the 2 mana. I don't know. By doing this, maybe we had a little bit more of a safety net. Okay, so this opponent, definitely Day of the Black Sun, seems pretty good in this matchup because we can probably do this for X1 or X2 and get quite a bit of value, probably just X1 most of the time. I'm not even sure how many 2 CMC things they have in their deck. So we'll be bringing in these 4 cards. Against this opponent, what do we want to take out? Okay, I think we're kind of just doing a little bit of a trimming. I don't think Leatherhead is overly good in this matchup. I also think maybe the Llanowar Elves might not be super necessary, and maybe like 1 Mutagen Man. Mutagen Man is such a good card in the deck. I don't really like removing that card, but I think we will. So we'll go down 1 Mutagen Man, 1 Leatherhead, and 2 of the Llanowar Elves. We'll just slow down our game plan ever so slightly and bring in the interaction. We have so much removal, but they get a lot of value from the Starfield Shepherd, so I do have to be aware of them like bouncing that back and forth between their hand. That's where we're at in this matchup. This deck that the opponent is playing, this mono white flying, I don't know what you would even call it, whatever, it just gets so much value, and it's been popping up more and more. It's a cool deck. Okay, when you see a Momo on the field, you have to kill the Momo. The Momo enables that deck so much. It just gives them so many things that they can do, especially with the Springleaf Drum. And I think you just cannot allow it to survive. We have our Badger Mole Cub. I would be remiss not to just throw it onto the field because next turn we can go Ouroboride. They have their Starfield Shepherd, so they use the Starfield Shepherd to grab probably the Pixie, tap down the Shepherd with the Drum or with their land, put it out, yeah. And they still have 1 mana up. But we are going to be getting a Ouroboride on the field this turn. We are just going to be slamming it. We're going to be putting this on black most of the time, black. And I know it's lame. We're not doing the Phoenix aircraft plan, but this is the cards. These are the cards that we have been dealt. And I think this is just the way you got to go sometimes. Opponent is up to 5 potential mana, so they could just hardcast the Starfield Shepherd. If they hardcast the Starfield Shepherd, I'd be very much okay with that plan. They just put it out as, oh yeah, not I guess, yeah, they could have cast it for the full 5. or they just go out for the warp cost, I suppose, grabbing the Momo. They still have enough mana to interact with the Ouroboride, but Sage of the Skies, a very underrated card, in my opinion. The problem is, it's just not good enough in this position, right? We have 5 mana available to us. Sacrifice this. Oh man, the opponent is tilted out. Did you see that? I was not slow playing in that last turn. I just played out my Fable Passage and cracked it, and they hit me with the your go concede. Ouroboride. Tilting people out since Edge of Eternities. Sorry, opponent. I did draw the one of. Just kind of reflecting back on that last game. I opened up this video saying, can you believe I'm actually having fun playing Standard? I'm having fun playing Standard because I have Badger Mole Cub and Gene Pollinator in my opening hand most of the time. It's such a scummy thing. Gene Pollinator to the field. If the Gene Pollinator survives, we go Badger Mole Cub into Obsessive Pursuit, and then we hope that we draw into our Beseech the Mirror, so we can go get our Phoenix Fleet Airship, for example, or any other number of things. We are against a mono black opponent. I haven't seen mono black in ages. It's obviously the deck hasn't just disappeared, but it's one of those decks that, man, I do not encounter very much at all. The opponent murdering my Badger Mole Cub right away, but still, we get to generate mana. And we do get the Obsessive Pursuit onto the field. So next turn, at the very worst, we can use 4 mana to crack 2 clues and try to find some more action, because we are kind of land heavy right now. Opponent smacking us down, and they have an Unstoppable Slasher. So that's bad news, which means that, oh man, Beseech the Mirror. I think you have to kill the Unstoppable Slasher when it hits the field, because the Unstoppable Slasher could just end up being the death of me. So I think probably I crack the clue. Find a Sentinel, sure. Zap away the Unstoppable Slasher, at least for a little while. It's not a permanent solution to my woes. And I am going to attack in just because I can get a 1/1 on the Gene Pollinator from the Obsessive Pursuit, because we sacrifice something. Next turn, we will be going with the Beseech the Mirror plan, I think, assuming that the opponent doesn't have like Bloodletter of Aclazotz or something here, some very scary thing. Unholy Annex, good from the opponent. Okay, we're conserving our life total ever so slightly, so we are taking a lot of damage, but I think when you have the opportunity to do the Beseech the Mirror, I think you do it. And you grab the fun thing. We cast it out. There it is. Phoenix Fleet Airship onto the field. Boom, boom. We are going to make... We're losing Obsessive Pursuit there, but that's okay. I do need to hang back a little bit as a blocker. We make an extra Phoenix Fleet Airship because we sacrificed the clue when we cast the Beseech the Mirror. And now we just need to kind of stabilize against this opponent. They don't attack us, so that's actually kind of big for us. Because we are in the just don't die part of the game. Unfortunately, all of our lands are either coming in tapped or doing damage to us. So a little bit of a rough situation there, but that's kind of where we're at. Let's put the +1/+1 there. Oh, Tragic Trajectory is going to be good. Okay, so we make 2 more airships, and we need to just make sure we don't die. It's really bad news here because they do kind of have like 7 damage coming. Actually, I think we might just be dead. They have so much damage with the Rock Curse, Rakshasa Trample. They have the Unholy Annex draining us for 2 because they have the Rock Curse, Rakshasa Demon. We might have to... Can't really get rid of it, honestly. Okay, that's fine. I think if we make it to the next turn, maybe we could be okay. That's probably seals it for us. If they all attack here... They didn't attack? I'm really surprised that they didn't just all out there. Okay, so our plan is now quite complicated. I was gonna say it's quite simple, but it's actually not simple at all. I can gain life, but to gain the life, I have to really do a lot of damage to myself. But I think I don't really have a choice, and I think I need to shock this in. It's better to shock it in. I probably should have just drawn first. Yeah, I should have just drawn first. That's me being dumb. I took 2 damage. If I lose by 2, then that's on me. Oops. Okay, we sacrifice all of the stuff here. Ouroboros good for the future. So now we do have the Obsessive Pursuit giving us some power. I think, do I attack with the Sentinel of the Nameless City? I think I do. Yeah. So the Sentinel goes up to a 6/7. And we gain 6 life. Oh, that's a good block. Like, that's a good block for us, I think. Because at the end of this turn... Let's do this too. It's fine to do this. Because at the end of this turn, we're going to make a bunch of Phoenix Fleet Airships. And as long as they don't have removal, I'm all in on these Phoenix Fleet Airships surviving. If they remove one of them, they all lose their creature status. But right now, we have our fleet, the Phoenix Fleet Airship, coming in. Hopefully, it's kind of... I like the way they designed the Phoenix Fleet Airship, because in the show, in season 3, at the very end, you have all of these airships that are coming in, and it's like a big threatening thing. And then like 2 characters by themselves running atop all the airships, remove all the airships. And it's so fun. And it's so ineffective. Yes, we got a very sketchy win. We went down so low there, and we just managed to squeak it out against that very, very scary demon, mono black demon opponent. Wow. But yeah, imagine one of these Phoenix Fleet Airships disappears and the whole army crumbles, and that's very much what happens in the show. All right, what are we bringing in against this opponent? I'll be perfectly honest, I really don't know what I want to be bringing in against them. I think I'm going to bring in an Ooze, and I think I'm going to bring in the 2 intimidation tactics. The Ooze I want in just so I can get rid of the Slasher when it goes to the graveyard in that little moment. And then the intimidation tactics I think also can get rid of some of their nasty cards. Like I'm sure they have Bloodletters. I'm sure they have plenty of Slashers for us to want to remove. I think the Tragic Trajectory was okay. The Requiting Hex is probably a little bit bad in this matchup because it would just be taking out lowly stuff that I don't think is overly effective to be removing. And I think I'm going to go down also the 2 Llanowar Elves because they're probably just fodder. I don't know. This actually kind of sat here and looked at the sideboard for a good minute there before I made a choice. And I'm not really sure how to sideboard against this mono black demon deck. I don't run into it nearly enough these days. Ooh. Do you keep this hand? It's not bad with the Obsessive Pursuit. Like, you hit this on turn 2, and then you can start drawing cards, but man, you are all in on that Obsessive Pursuit, doing a lot of heavy lifting. I don't think... Oh, okay. Ouch. I guess we go this way. We get rid of a Mutagen Man, we get rid of a land, and we pray that our deck treats us well. Tragic Trajectory is not the worst card off the top. Forsaken Miner from the opponent, fine. So I think we have to go into their hand and see what they're working with. They didn't seem to have a lot of removal the previous game. Ooh, okay, so they're board wiping as well. And they have the Abigail. So Ancient Vendetta means they go and get my Ancient Vendetta means they go and get my Phoenix Fleet Airship, or one of a Phoenix Fleet Airship. Okay, I guess this is the way we're going. No block on the souped up Forsaken Miner, and we do not hit a land. Brutal. Okay, we might be in a little spot of trouble having to mulligan down to 5, especially when the opponent can now Day of the Black Sun X2. They would wipe out their own Abigail, but I think in this situation, your opponent has just missed a land. They play out a Gene Pollinator, you attack in, and I think you wipe everything. You get your Ancient Vendetta back for the future, and yeah. I think that's what you do every single time. So now we need to play this game without our Phoenix Fleet Airship, because I'm quite certain next turn that's what their play is Ancient Vendetta. No, they're just going aggro. Okay, I respect. Hit me down. We are still missing on lands. Yeah, wow. I can't do anything else. Let's reach another hand, see if we grab. Nope, we miss. And this might be the end of us in this matchup. Unfortunate little running. Maybe we should have kept that first hand. Who could? Oh, they hit Corpses of the Lost. I don't know. I don't think there's anything in the deck that I could possibly draw here that would make any bit of difference against this opponent. So, kind of a non-game against Paco there. A little bit rough. So they are shifting a little bit more, which I didn't really think that they would do that. This is maybe more of a mono black skeleton list than a demon list. Maybe it's a split between the two. Ooh, I don't really know if the intimidation tactics would be better or worse than the duress. I really don't like that they have. I don't like that they have the Ancient Vendetta to grab my Phoenix Fleet Airship, but maybe I'm just like reacting foolishly to, you know, recency bias. Is that, I think that's what it's called, because we did just kind of get hit with a, you know, the first game we got hit by the creature side. The second game we got hit by kind of the non-creature side of their deck. I don't know. It's weird. Okay, we'll try it. We have our lands. I mean, it's fine. It's mostly fine. Gene Pollinator, if it survives with the Ancient Obsessive Pursuit on the field, we can get the Phoenix Fleet Airship onto the field. No. Oh. I didn't expect that. Okay. We are going to put out a Mutagen Man for X0, which not the nicest feeling in the world. However, Gene Pollinator does come with the downside of having to tap down something. And now we do get the Phoenix Fleet Airship onto the field. So next turn, what we can do is we can use Beseech the Mirror, sack the Gene Pollinator, and then from there, grab something useful and Phoenix Fleet Airship our way into a potential victory. Now, we are getting hit by this Sunset Saboteur. But it is going to be putting a +1/+1 on something. They chose the right thing. Unfortunate. Unstoppable Slasher. So, oh. Okay, we have 5 mana. If I Beseech the Mirror, sacrifice the Gene Pollinator, I can kill the Unstoppable Slasher. We take 4 more damage from the Sunset Saboteur on the following turn. I can't really allow the Unstoppable Slasher to survive this turn. I'm sorry, opponent. I'm sorry. I know I'm delaying here. Also, I can't really attack in with anything. I think I have to do this. Okay. So, Beseech the Mirror. We go and grab... What do we grab? I think I have to get rid of it. It's just too scary. The Unstoppable Slasher can just, like, in one turn, kill us. And at the very least, what this does is this doubles my Phoenix Fleet Airships, and it allows me to have a blocker for the next turn because I can use the Mutagen Man or the 4/4 here. I could load it up. But probably we're just taking 4-7 damage from maybe 7 damage. Are they going to equip it over to the Sunset Saboteur? That's so cool. Oh man, that's bad. So I cannot really get rid of the Sunset Saboteur cleanly. We go down to 9. And they have a follow-up there. We are just kind of getting run over. Hey, that's kind of a good card. Maybe I shouldn't have played that. It's, I don't know. Yeah, such a weird spot. Okay, we still sacrifice it. We still make a Phoenix Fleet Airship. 2 of them. And we do have the Bitter Triumph as a backup. We could take, but we can't actually, no, I can't cast it. I can't. I will, if they attack all out, we go down to 1. So Sunset Saboteur actually being massive here because the Bitter Triumph requires me to lose 3 life or discard a card. And this requires me to, okay. All right. Oh, why did I do that? Why did I do that? Oh, I wasn't thinking. I stopped thinking for a moment. GG. I think the position was so bad. I tilted out. All right. A little bit unfortunate the way it ran. Oh, man. Just the way it lined up, right? The first game, they had the creatures. Then the second game, they had all the artifacts or non-creatures. And then now they have like surprise new creatures. I kind of felt like I was destined to lose that one. I don't think I was ever going to be able to win there, but we could have made it to at least one more turn if I just let them duress the Bitter Triumph out of my hand. They would have attacked for 8 with this. We block on the Forsaken Miner, and yeah. Oops. All right, let's hope that the Phoenix Fleet Airship starts doing a little bit more work. It did some cool stuff against the mono black opponent, but then we kind of ran into some bad running there. When you have Llanowar Elf and Gene Pollinator in your opening hand with this deck, you always go, any deck, I think you go Llanowar Elf first, right? 100% of the time. Then next turn, we have the option to go Sentinel of the Nameless City or maybe Gene Pollinator plus Obsessive Pursuit, depending on what the opponent's land is. So, Llanowar Elf onto the field, and opening hand looks potentially good. Ooh, we might be up against the same deck that I think it was game number 1 we fought against this deck. So because of that, I kind of want to go into Sentinel of the Nameless City to have a pretty good consistent attacker every turn. This can be slamming in against the opponent. And drawing a swamp there, not the worst case scenario for us. Probably they're doing the typical thing where they go and grab the Pixie. Momo. Yeah, sure, Momo. Good. I wouldn't mind smoking that. They had the Pixie. Smoking the Momo if they put it onto the field, but I don't think that was going to be happening. What is the Pixie carrying? A cactus baby? Okay. So from here, we throw the Obsessive Pursuit onto the field. I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to gear up for a pretty good Obsessive Pursuit attack on the following turn. So with Mutagen Man on the field, we're going to be able to sacrifice all of these map tokens for 1. And we're also going to be able to sacrifice the clues for 0, clues for 1, and the Mutagen tokens for 0. And that'll just give us a whole nice wide board that they're going to have a hard time dealing with. Especially since they seem to be struggling a little bit on mana. Do they not have... They could tap down both to put out the Starfield Shepherd to go grab a... Ooh. Okay. Guess that's fine. So. Ooh. Ooh. That's good, right? I mean, who doesn't like seeing a Badger Mole Cub? Do I go... Yeah, you just go this way. So I think if you have the Fable Passage on the field, you just go like this and you crack it. Go and grab whatever you want. I think this time we'll grab a forest because I don't have many forests. And we're going to put Mutagen Man onto the field. We're going to put him out for X. I think we're going to put it out for X3. Yeah, because I want to crack one of these maps. So Mutagen Man out. We'll put Sentinel. Well, okay, there you go. Or sorry, I wanted to crack one of the clues is what I meant to say there. Draw a card. Why not? We're kind of going all in on the Obsessive Pursuit, giving us a huge swing here. Wow, I love lands. I love lands. And I am going to spread out the damage a little bit here. This time around, I'm going to put these ones on the Mutagen Man. This is getting +7. And we make a map token, swing in with 11, 12. Life linking boy. And then next turn, we still have 3 more sacks with this clue, this map, and the Obsessive Pursuit's start a turn clue. So then we can bump the Mutagen Man up to a 5-6, and then he'll go up to an 8-9. And that'll be a pretty good trampler. That's the plan, at the very least. The opponent can gain a little bit of life with the Sage of the Skies. But when they're staring down a giant Sentinel of the Nameless City and a potential Mutagen Man for the future, and we're going to be drawing 2 cards next turn for very little mana. This is a pretty cool position. Main board, they must have some interaction. I'm not really sure what it could be, though. So they still have 2, maybe 3 mana available to them. Probably 3. I think they get a Plains here. Like, you can't miss your land drop, can you? Yeah, they go and grab the Plains. Sorry, voice is cracking on me. And so they still have 3 mana. They can tap down the Halia, tap down the Starfield Shepherd, and then Seam Rip away my boy, the Mutagen Man. Oh, there's their interaction. So better than getting hit by a Sheltered by Ghost. Oh, I shouldn't have said it. Why are they looking at the Sentinel? It feels like they have like another no, oh my god, come on, opponent's living in fairy tale land over there. Did they kill themselves? No, they went up to 12. Mutagen Man off the top wins the game. Let's go, baby. Nope. Okay, so let's start by sacrificing the clue. Mutagen Man off the top. Beseech the Mirror. Beseech the Mirror. So we grab this. And then we tap down this fella. I gotta make sure I'm doing this properly. So this goes... this gives me the Beseech the Mirror mana. If we grab a Mutagen Man, that allows me to crack this. That's 4. So then I'll go up to 6 sacrifices. So I'll be getting +6, 8. It's a gamble if I grab the Mutagen Man. Okay. I think I have to do this, though. Do I sacrifice the clue? I'm not drawing with the clue this turn, right? Okay. Sorry, opponent. This is a kind of a big moment. Oh, man. I can grab... I don't think we had it. So it was... What I'm thinking is it all depends on what this map hits. So I put the Mutagen Man out. He doesn't put any tokens on the field, but then I can crack this. This will go up to 6, potentially 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 damage. I think that was my gamble. I don't know if there was a better line there. I needed more time to think about it, but ooh, thank you, opponent, for giving me a little bit of a gift there and just saying, I'm done with this. I don't want to play anymore. So I think we bring in the Day of the Black Sun one more time. I think we bring the intimidation tactics in again because it kind of worked out last time. And you know what? I think I might take one Day of Judgment in. Just if they end up going like super wide, we can just wipe them out. And yeah, go from there. I don't think I need the Paw Patch formation to hit a Seam Rip. Like, it's not a big deal if they Seam Rip something away. It's fine. Like usual, Llanowar Elf, I think we don't really need to ramp too hard into our game plan. We'll just kind of let things go. naturally. So we'll take out one of those. I think Leatherhead's kind of interesting in this one because we could remove the +1/+1 counters to destroy the artifacts when Leatherhead deals damage to something. So Leatherhead, not the worst card to have in this matchup. In fact, we have a lot of stuff that we can use against the opponent. I don't really know what I need to take out because of that. I don't know. I need help. I need advice trimming here. What am I supposed to trim? I think I'm just going to cut a few of the cards here and there and get down to 60 cards. Maybe a Tragic Trajectory because we are bringing in a lot of removal for their stuff. So I don't necessarily need spot removal, which maybe means I should keep the Mutagen Man in and get rid of the Tragic Trajectory. Do something like that. And just hope that they flood out the board and then we can hit them with a Day of the Black Sun. I've said it before and I'll say it probably for the next long time until I get used to it. My sideboarding skills have deteriorated. They were never great to begin with, and they have just gotten worse and worse and worse. We find the Phoenix Fleet Airship, which is not bad because we do have the Obsessive Pursuit that we're going to be probably playing out on turn 2 here. Unless there is a must-kill opponent's creature over here with this Bitter Triumph, but probably, well, they could still have a Momo here. Nurturing Pixie, interesting choice. And it's honestly, it's not very scary to me. So I think we take the opportunity just to put the Obsessive Pursuit onto the field. Then, yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. You know what would be pretty good off the top would be a Mutagen Man. Because the Mutagen Man would allow me on turn 4 to put the Phoenix Fleet Airship onto the field and sacrifice something. I got denied my Mutagen Man. And we're just drawing a whole bunch of lands. So I think probably... Let's take this moment to get rid of Halia. I don't think Halia is a card that I want on the field. We can get rid of a swamp. It's not a big deal. We have the Verges, but we also have the Overgrown Tombs that are turning them on, so we don't need that basic land. That sucks, but we still have our 2 clues, so we can make something happen. And you know what? Like, here's the position. Do I risk taking a little bit? I think what I do here is I throw out the Phoenix Fleet Airship. I had 2 choices. I could wipe the board right now, or I could put the Phoenix Fleet Airship on the field. I think you let them play a few more cards out to the field. Probably it's going to happen because MTGA players love to flood out the board. I'm living proof of that. And it's fine. It's super fine. Please put out a creature. Please put out a creature. They didn't put out a creature. Okay. Well, so we stick to the plan of now using the Beseech the Mirror. We go and grab our one of beautiful Day of Judgment. Cast that out. As long as they don't have, like... they could have the Dawn's Truce. But I don't think they would do that. And then now, we did sacrifice something. So we do get double Phoenix Fleet Airships. And that means that we can start rebuilding. Momo is good. But next turn... Oh, man, that's actually kind of really good. Do I need to get rid of the Sage of the Skies or do I need to get rid of the Momo? Both of them are so bad for me. So first things first, I think 100% of the time we're drawing a card here. It's a land. Fine. So I can go Sentinel of the Nameless City and Tragic Trajectory. I could also... I'm a little bit short on mana. I can't do all 3 of these. So I think we just go Sentinel. It gives me a map token for future air fleets. And I don't know what card's the bigger threat. Is it the Momo or the Sage of the Skies? I think it's probably the Momo. Which is crazy to think that Momo is so threatening, but it absolutely is. So we make 2 more, and as long as we don't die on the following turn, I think we should be in okay shape. It would be pretty remarkable for them to be able to kill us in this spot, right? Nothing from the opponent, and we draw probably one of the better cards in our deck. So we have, yeah, let's just put everything on the field. Doesn't matter. So we have 2, 4, 5 mana available to us. We can do this for X3. And now we just have everything we could want. And we're going to have a whole bunch of Phoenix Fleet Airships. Unfortunately, we don't have lifelink. I really wish I had a little bit of lifelink, but I don't. I will do that, and I think I will level or put one more on the Sentinel of the Nameless City here. And we will attack in with both of these. They can't contest. I guess they could contest them. Oops. I made a mistake there because they can use the Abandoned Air Temple. My bad. I wasn't thinking. It happens often. But it's okay. Probably they need to kill the Sentinel of the Nameless City. I think you double block on the Sentinel, right? No. Okay. A little bit of a surprise to me there. Let's do one here and just see what's on the top of our deck. Cool card. Boom. Okay. Our Phoenix Fleets are online and ready. They have another Abandoned Air Temple. Phoenix Fleet Airship getting it done one more time against this flying deck. A little bit unfortunate for the flying deck. Keep running into us. We got one more. All right, 4th and final game against Professor Daniel. I've been having, like I said, I'm having fun. Even against the Demons deck, the mono black deck, I had a good time. And that's something about this deck is very fun. It's definitely not like turn off your brain and go, because it does have that toolbox element to it. I think that's something that I actually don't play with in a lot of decks. I tend to play fairly straightforward decks. I gravitate towards lifelink or life gain, whatever you want to call it. But this one does have like some little angles and some lines that make the deck very interesting to play. And I think that's why I've been having such a fun time playing it. Of course, it is still playing Badger Mole Cub stuff, and it is playing Borides. But like, how do you get away from cards like that in this format? You have to play them. Okay, from here we can go Witch's Vanity, or we could go Obsessive Pursuit. I think we go with the Obsessive Pursuit because if we end up drawing the Beseech the Mirror, like a miracle top deck, we can actually put out the Phoenix Fleet Airship right away on turn number 3. And hey, if you have that opportunity, as unlikely as it is, I think you kind of go for it. The opponent possibly loading up this Marauding Mako, but we do have the Witch's Vanity to hit it no matter how big it gets. So that's cool. I like that. The opponent bringing out the Flamewake Phoenix, attacking us for 6, which does suck, especially with the Obsessive Pursuit on the field, draining us down quite a bit. We don't find it, but what we do find is a way of interacting with the opponent's hand. So let's do that first. Let's go see what's in the opponent's hand. Take out the Cool But Rude. I mean, yeah, you got to take the Cool But Rude because it's going to be the card that's going to end up wiping us out. And then we tap down the, doesn't matter, Obsessive Pursuit, sure, and hit the Marauding Mako. We are still probably getting hit for 4 in the air from the Flamewake Phoenix because they'll equip the Bloodthorn Flail to that, and they're also going to flop out the, oh my god, that's the Thoughtseize bug, right? Imagine that. You take the Cool But Rude, but the opponent top decks the Cool But Rude. You all know what the Thoughtseize bug is. Okay. They ended up discarding. I'm a little bit surprised that they went with the discard there on the Phoenix for the Thorn, because they haven't leveled up their Cool But Rude. And they choose to throw the Iron Shield Elf away. Interesting stuff from the opponent. Not expected. Definitely not expected. We have 4, potentially 5 mana next turn if we really want to go. We do have a food that we can sacrifice. We do want to like put some stuff on the Deep Cavern Bat so that it can get some life back for us. The Requiting Hex is not great. It's not bad because it can hit a future thing, but it's definitely not where I want to be. So I think probably we start by drawing a card with the clue here. Starting town, not great. And I'm going to conserve my life total a little bit. I am going to just do it on the food. Gain a little bit of life, tap down the Gene Pollinator, and we'll put out the we'll put out whatever land we want here. Doesn't matter. Yeah, we'll put out the Overgrown Tomb. I think it's probably better to go that way. So we are only gaining 3 life, but it is something. So we're effectively at 12 because the Obsessive Pursuit hits us for another 1, and then the Flamewake Phoenix will be hitting us for 4. So we're down to 8 here, and they level it up. So Cool But Rude. They're hitting us another time with this one. If you don't know this card, when they go up to level 3, they get to put a card in their hand, but then they randomly discard a card. And so they ping us for 2 damage because of level 2 doing that. And then they attack, they discard another card. Oh, wow. Okay, so the card that they gambled up with the Cool But Rude level 3 was definitely not the Blood Crypt. Ooh. Okay. Yes. It's okay. So we trajectory is actually very good here because now we can get rid of that. We can sacrifice another clue. Badger Mole Cub. I can't play it. As much as I would like to. Hang on. Is it better to play the Badger Mole Cub out, or is it better to do the other way? I think I need to gain maximum life. So by doing this, I'm getting 1 more life by getting 3 counters from the Obsessive Pursuit. Okay, starting town out, and we attack in for 7. So now technically we have lethal next turn in the air, and we're at 13. What an interesting turnaround from our deck. We managed to just kind of hold on and turned it into a real game against Professor Daniel. What a performance from the Deep Cavern Bat. I think this deck is pretty light on removal. For this matchup, though, I think we're bringing in the Paw Patch formations. This definitely serves to, like, we could destroy a flying creature if we really wanted to. But I think most of the time it's going to be trying to get rid of the Cool But Rude when they go up to level 2. Then probably we want to bring in a little bit of Graveyard Hate. I don't know how much Graveyard Hate I really want to bring in, but I think probably just 2 pieces is going to be probably enough. And I think we're going to do the normal trimming of Llanowar Elf. Llanowar Elf always getting cut from the deck. Again, I think a lot of the pieces in the deck are so integral to the game plan that I don't really like taking a lot of cards out of the deck. So it's something with a little bit more experience. I need to talk to Nithin and get a little bit more insight into what cards are fine for taking out. You know, something like a Witch's Vanity I would like to take out, but it does so much for our deck when we have the Beseech the Mirror. You can't take any of your 1/ofs out. Yeah, makes it a little bit awkward. Okay, I think probably just let's trim a Badger Mole Cub and a Deep Cavern Bat. I think Badger Mole Cub might be a little bit vulnerable because they probably are bringing in Burst Lightnings, or they have Burst Lightnings. I think they probably have a way of just hitting the Badger Mole Cub. So maybe, but probably Badger Mole Cub is one of those cards that you never really want to cut from the deck. It just does. One big thing that I haven't really talked about from the Badger Mole Cub is it gives you 2 bodies to crew up the Phoenix Fleet Air Fleet ships, whatever you want to call them. I don't know if that's a huge upside, but it's at least enough of an upside that I should probably be considering it. Okay, 3 lands, Beseech the Mirror, good. We have our Paw Patch formation to hit the Cool But Rude, but I think probably the tech piece is the one that needs to go. The other argument could be for the Deep Cavern Bat, but I think probably having the interaction on turn 2 is better. I don't know. We're going to try our best here. They have a turn 1 Moon Shadow. Bad news for us. We do find the land, though, so what our plan is going to be is turn 2 Deep Cavern Bat, turn 3 Mutagen Man X1. Too bad. If only this were a Paw Patch. It's okay. It's fine. We'll do our best. And then anyways, with the Mutagen Man on X1, it does create a Mutagen token. And then with the Mutagen token, we can, of course, Beseech the Mirror on the following turn. And with the Beseech the Mirror, I don't know. I don't know if it's even the Phoenix Fleet Airships. I think that's what it's called. I'm forgetting what the name is now. I'm not sure if that's really going to be the optimal play, because we might be dead to this very aggressive start from the opponent. Okay, they choose to put out the Multiversal Passage on black and bring out a Bloodcast. Graveyard Hate, not fast enough. We definitely would have liked to have... I mean, it didn't really matter. And they get in for 2, 3, 4, 5. They're going to deal 5 damage to us here. Ouch. 2 there, 3 here, down to 13. We are very slow, though. And all I can really do is the plan that I initially set out to do. Mutagen Man, not a bad blocker. It's, you know, it stops the Bloodghast pretty effectively. And now we have this Mutagen token that needs to survive, which it will, until next turn. We Beseech the Mirror. But I don't know what I grab. Maybe I should be considering bringing in Day of Judgment. Like, you know, it's hard to know if Day of Judgment would be good. I don't know how wide this Rakdos Cool But Rude deck goes. It's not a card that I played against very much, and I have tried experimenting with this deck, but the Cool But Rude, 100% of the time, at the bottom of my library. Like, all 4 of them, they make up cards 60 through 50, 57, I guess. Yeah, it sucks. So in this case, yeah, a Day of Judgment looking pretty good. We get hit down to 3, and I think probably it's over, right? Even if I grab the Phoenix Phoenix ships, whatever you want to call them, we're not going to be able to do enough. We're down to 3. The Cool But Rude's probably going to kill us. So I think instead of showing them that we're on a Phoenix airship plan, I'm not going to do that. Phoenix Fleet. It is Phoenix Fleet Airships. Okay. Again, I don't know if I want to bring in the Day of Judgment, if it's just me seeing a pattern. But you know what? The intimidation tactics might not be the worst idea, because intimidation tactics can allow us to maybe get something out of their hand on turn 1 before it starts getting a little bit too big. So maybe that's fine. Tragic Trajectory, it's good, but their creatures kind of grow out of the 2/2 range very quickly. And if I'm not able to snap it off right away, how effective is that really going to be? So I think we will bring in the 2 intimidation tactics and maybe go down 1 bat and try it like this. Oh, sideboarding woes. Toolbox decks are, I think, yeah, they have a lot of little tools in it, and I don't know how I should interact with all those tools. It's such a, like, game 1, I would keep this hand. But game 2, 3, knowing what my opponent's on, I don't think I can keep this. Why? How is that possible? What is, I wonder, oh my God, I really wonder what the lands were. Oh man, I'm so curious about the lands. How, because the 2 Obsessive Pursuits and the Mutagen Man, same positions. Of course, they're probably in the same position because I think they order it that way. Oh man, that sucked. That sucked so bad. We just went down to 6 for no reason. Oh, this game sucks. Okay, Mutagen Man, let's put him out X0. I value being able to use one of these clue tokens more than getting him up to a 3/4. I need desperately to be able to crack these clues into something good. Now, if the Mutagen Man survives this turn, we can actually do quite a bit. Oh, don't look at it. Don't. Ugh. Am I destined to lose? Is that the case here? You see a mulligan like that going from the exact same 7 cards into the same 6 cards, and then you draw a 3rd Obsessive Pursuit, which you don't want, and you draw lands. Like, why does this game feel like some games are just like you are gonna lose. And that's kind of how it feels like with this game right now. And the opponent, look at look what they're working with here. This is insane. They've just had the perfect hand. Okay, what do we need? Phoenix? No, I don't know what we need. There's nothing. You know what? This is not the worst card. It's not great though, because they're going to be bringing back Bloodghast. They're not going to have haste, thankfully, but this Moonshadow has menace, so it's going to be getting in. The Iron Shield Elf can give itself indestructible, so we can't exactly block it. Fear of missing out, pretty great card. They're going to grow the Marauding Mako and the Moonshadow. Oh, they don't grow the Moonshadow though. They had a Bitter Triumph. But they still attack in for 7. Why not? No block? I need a Mutagen Man. It's the only thing that saves me. Land? Would you like a land? Would you like a land? That is some bad running. Anybody watching this has to agree, right? Like, that is just... All right. Cheat. Let's see what the last one was. Land, sure. Wow, anybody watching has to agree that that was some of the worst possible running I think this deck could have experienced. We lose 2 in a row at the very end in what felt like destiny. All right, I had to stop and actually go and look at that video. In fact, 2 of the lands were exactly the same. There were 2 Verges along with 1 Mutagen Man, 2 Obsessive Pursuits, and the lands changed from being dual lands to basic lands. In all my years of playing Magic Arena, I don't think I have ever once mulliganed from one hand into basically the exact same second hand. That caught me off guard. Anyways, we go 2-2. The deck has been performing better than 2-2 in my own playtesting. I've been playing this deck actually quite a bit on my phone and having fun climbing up. So it does have a positive win rate for me. I like it. It's a whole lot of fun. It's a good time when you get your Phoenix Fleet Airships going. Man, it's such a blast. But at other times, you just kind of go with Obsessive Pursuit. We saw a very big Deep Cavern Bat getting built up from the Obsessive Pursuit, and that felt pretty good. It seems like black-oriented decks give this deck a little bit of an issue. Apparently, you can't beat mono black demons, cannot beat the Rakdos Cool but Rude, but I don't know. Some of those games seemed a little funky to me. Anyways, the overall core of the deck is cool, and if you like building around toolboxes like Beseech the Mirror, I think it could be worth crafting. The deck is not cheap, but the thing is, you only need 1 Ouroboros. I know you have 4. I know everybody has 4 Ouroboros, right? Playing this game? Yeah, sure. But you only need to craft 1 Phoenix Fleet Airship. You definitely don't need the 2nd or the 3rd or the 4th one there. 1 of the Leatherhead, which is not even a requirement. Leatherhead is just kind of like icing on the cake. It's kind of a cool, interesting card. Probably one of the cards I should be sideboarding out more often than not. Sentinel of the Nameless City, also kind of a tricky craft, but only 2 of them. Maybe you could replace it. And then I fully think Mutagen Man is worth your rare wildcards. This card has been impressing me so much. Recently, Saffron Olive put out was it a Golgari? I think it was also a Golgari like Mutagen deck, and the Mutagen Man was just like good there. And in my playtesting, this card is fantastic. So go ahead and craft that. And then everything else is fine. I guess Obsessive Pursuit would also be a little bit of a hard craft. So lots of rares in the deck. Probably the hardest one to craft is going to be the Beseech the Mirror, though, because I imagine most people don't have a full play set of this card. But the deck is fun, and I would love to see this deck be further tuned and optimized because, like I said, I'm actually genuinely having fun playing Standard, which is a little bit of an uncommon thing for me to say these days. Anyways, let me know what you think about this one. Let me know what you think about mulliganing from 7 into the exact same 6, basically. And then commiserate a little bit with me down in the comments. I would appreciate your condolences on that last little loss because it hurt. That's it for this one. I hope you guys are having a great week. Take care for now. Sarang ipana, and I will see all of you in the next video. Bye-bye.